Day 1. What the hell is going on? My eyes snapped open, a blinding light stinging them. I slammed them shut, my head pounding like someone had split it open with an axe. Groaning, I tried again. This time I managed to squint through the harsh glare. What I saw wasn't my bedroom. It wasn't anywhere I recognized on Earth. Smooth, metallic walls curved around me, rising high above. There was no ceiling, just the same bright light that made it impossible to see clearly. My stomach lurched. Was this a hospital? Had there been an accident? Struggling to sit up, I felt a wave of nausea. That's when I saw the crowd. Dozens of creatures pressed against what looked like a giant window on the far side of the room. Their beady eyes gleamed with a curiosity that chilled me to the bone. They were short, with greenish skin and wide, bulbous heads, and they were staring at me. My heart hammered in my chest. This wasn't a hospital. This was a zoo. Day 2. The aliens. I woke up in a place I did not expect. I'm laying on a mat that is probably supposed to be a bed. I'm in some sort of cell or holding tank. There are strange alien creatures staring at me from beyond a transparent wall. I'm terrified, but at the same time, my survival instincts kick in. I need to observe. I need a plan. The aliens, they look almost comical. Short, squat, giant heads. Like the stereotypical gray aliens you see in movies. Their eyes are large, black, and unnerving. They seem endlessly fascinated by me, sometimes tapping at the clear barrier, their fingers long and spindly. Day 3. Food. There's a slot at the bottom of my cell door. Something was slid through. A bowl-like container filled with a grayish, mushy substance. It smells not terrible. Rancid, a bit like rotting fruit. But my stomach, growling constantly now, doesn't care. I eat. It's bland, but at least it fills the horrible emptiness. Fear is a constant companion, gnawing at me even while I sleep. But there's a flicker of something else growing. Anger. Determination. They might have me, but they won't break me. Day 7. Routine. A pattern is emerging. The mush arrives through the slot 3 times a day. The lights dim occasionally, though I have no sense of real day or night. The crowd outside my cell grows and thins. Most disturbingly, sometimes there are aliens in white coats. Are those coats? Who peer at me, clipboards in hand. They take something, a bit of hair, some blood, and then they leave. I'm an experiment, an animal. The anger burns brighter now. A lifeline to cling to. Day 12. Communication attempts. I won't be a passive specimen. I started today, yelling, banging on the transparent wall. They seemed startled and then even more interested. I tried hand gestures, pointing, miming actions. They tilt their giant heads, and I swear, some even try to copy me. There's intelligence there. But do they understand? Day 23. The boy. The crowd today had a smaller figure, an alien child, shorter and wider-eyed than the rest. He stared for a long time, not with his elder's cool curiosity, but with something softer? Pity, perhaps? Or simply the lack of ingrained fear I see in the adults. It gave me an idea. Day 30. Drawings. Using spilled food remnants and my own spit, I've started drawing on the floor. Crude stuff, a stick figure of me, an arrow pointing outside, a picture of the earth, as best as I can remember it. The child comes most days now. He seems fascinated. There's hope, however small. Day 45. Despair. It's been, I don't know how long. The drawings haven't triggered anything. The aliens remain coldly observant. Today I couldn't eat. Couldn't even get up. Despair wraps around me like a suffocating blanket. I don't know how much longer I can last. Day 52. Renewed focus. Woke up with a different kind of fear. Not the gut-churning kind, but the sharp, angry kind. If I'm going out fighting. Today I started exercising. doing anything to keep my body from wasting away in this cell. Small victories matter when you've got nothing else. Day 68. The other cell. They brought someone new. Another human. A woman. She's across the way, in a similar cell. Now there are 2 of us on display. Fear for her mixes with a flicker of relief. Maybe together we have a chance. Day 80. Signaling. She can see my drawings. It took days of frantic gesturing, but she gets it. We're coordinating now, drawing in turns. She's an artist, better than me. Her picture of a key made something click in my brain. Day 95. Building. The mush. It has a weird consistency. Moldable. I've started saving bits, hiding them. It's a desperate plan, but maybe I can shape it into something. A crude lockpick. Something to work the mechanism of the door if I can ever get close enough. It's crazy, it's probably useless, but it's something to do. Day 121. Teamwork. We signal through our drawings now, a crude code of shapes and lines. She's smart. Her name is Sarah. We take turns distracting the guards, when we can even spot the damn things. We have a sliver of a plan, a long shot, but it's all we've got. Day 156. Setback. They've upped security, more white coats, and they've taken Sarah for longer experiments. I can see it in her eyes when she comes back. They're hurting her. My blood boils. If I don't get us out of here soon, they'll break her. Day 184. The attempt. The molded mush is not great, but it's the best I can do. Tonight, Sarah's going to cause a distraction. I've spotted a weakness in the door mechanism. If I can just reach, if my makeshift tool holds at all. Day 200. Escape. The night we chose was during the changing of the guard, a moment of calculated chaos, when one set of those beady-eyed watchers left and the next filed in. Sarah, bless her, started screaming. Not her usual fear-tinged cries, but something primal, guttural. The guards were distracted, turning in confusion. That was my chance. I shoved my makeshift key into the crudely observed slot, twisting with every ounce of my strength. A pop, a tiny shriek of metal, and the door slid open enough to squeeze through. Once the guards had left, I came out of the shadows and made my way to Sarah's cage. With the same determination, I opened her door, and without thinking, we hugged. After a brief embrace, we set out in an attempt to escape. The corridor beyond was dim, eerily silent after the constant buzz of the crowd. We followed Sarah's frantic finger-pointing. She'd used her experiment times to scout. Control panels, ventilation shafts, emergency exits that might only be emergencies from the alien perspective. We didn't have a grand plan, just instinct and desperation. Blinking in the sudden sunlight, I followed Sarah as we burst from the zoo, not even caring where we were going, so long as it was away. The world outside was strangely beautiful. Architecture curved and flowed like nothing I'd seen on Earth, shimmering under multiple suns. Aliens went about their days as we observed them from hiding spots. Sarah spotted it, a squat and unguarded comm station. She mimicked actions she must have observed hundreds of times, fingers maneuvering across controls she somehow understood. A signal went out, a desperate plea into the void. We didn't know if humans even existed in this part of the universe, but it was our only shot. Then, waiting, hiding in the city's outskirts, foraging for food in this strange alien ecosystem, days turned into weeks. Sarah was weakening, the toll of their experiments evident in her sunken eyes. I held on to a fierce anger now, a cold determination. They wouldn't break us. Then, it came from the sky. It appeared out of nowhere. Maybe some sort of cloaking technology. A sleek and unfamiliar ship descended toward our location. We had been evading and hiding for so long, but at this point, we were in no shape to run anymore. When the hatch opened, it was something I didn't think I would ever see again. It was another human. It turns out we weren't the first abductees. And there's a network of quiet resistance among those in the galaxy who are determined to rescue those in need. They've been tracking Sarah's signal, risking their own necks to come for us. As the ship soared away from the planet, leaving the alien zoo a shrinking dot, I wasn't filled with relief or a sense of victory. Looking beside me at Sarah's sleeping form, I felt something hardening inside. They'd taken my home, my life. They wouldn't get away with it. We'd be back, and we'd have our revenge.